Blaney's rejoining there, they're all three wide. Neil's trying to get involved and Blaney hits them both off. Blaney goes back on the track, hits both cars. Beats the right on the back of Bradders into the hairpin on the inside. Bradders outbreaks his own, they both pass, just hard to say. Stevie passes them all straight through. Oh, Callum's lost it! Callum's lost it! And what a recovery! He uses the wall, but what a recovery there from Callum. Let's have a look at Steve. Now Stevie holds his own around the outside. And no way Jose, but then gets a slow run out of the corner. Bids us right up on the outside of him again. This is brilliant.
LPB Wtcr Championship Round 1, Race 1 from Le Mans Bugatti Circuit. Hi guys, welcome back to LPB Racing. We are here for Season 9 on Project Cars 2. So the first time Project Cars 2 is on our new channel. And this is a LPB Wtcr Replica Championship. So we're doing the replica of the World Touring Car Championship. And we are here for the first round at Le Mans Bugatti Circuit. We have got a randomised grid, of which I will go through you now, introducing the teams and drivers as we go. So here we go, let's go onto our drone camera and let's get a look at this grid. So, as you can see there, it's Bidster on pole position. He is in the BMW. His teammate Bradders is at the back in 7th. So it's Bidster on pole with Will alongside. Will is would have an NRP as his teammate, but unfortunately NRP cannot make this round. So Will is on his own for his team. So they're in the BMW. Bidster and Bradders in the BMW as well. Pash is in... well, it should be 3rd, not 4th. They've got the numbers mixed up on Project Cars 2. So it's 3rd for Pash. His teammate Neil is on the other row behind him. Then we've got George alongside Pash there at the front. So we've got TY then in the BMW with his teammate Blakeney behind him. And obviously there's Bradders, Bidster's teammate back there in 7th. And then we've got Stevie in 9th place at the back, and he's teammates with Footman. As you can see, if we look further back down, he's in the Megane. So we've got a good mix of cars as well, and each team has to use all 3 cars over the season. So they'll use a car for 3 rounds and then change. So we will go through all the cars in the season. So let's get on with the race then, guys. So let's go to the camera that we're going to start off with, and let's get on with the race. And remember, guys, this is all done in one take. This is all live in one take. The replays will be added in at the end, but this is all done in one take. So let's see if I can control the cameras and do everything at the same time. So let's see how we go. Ready for the start of the season. Oh, Bidster! Oh, that was either a very good start or he jumped it, but he gets away well. And Neil gets a good start in the front-wheel drive Mercedes and goes in between Pash and George. Blakeney gets a good start in the rear-drive BM as well, but can't do anything about it. Bidster and Will alongside each other, and Neil in the middle of Pash and George, and up towards the first chicane. It's Neil. Oh, big sideways. He got sideways under braking and just gets ahead. George then bang hits Pash and knocks Pash off, and Pash recovers, and Bidster's in the lead from Will, Neil, George, and George is letting Pash go through, so good sign of respect there. Stevie straight up the inside of Blakeney as well to try and hold his position as well, and the 2 white BMWs at the back, and Bradders is at the back as well. He's got a problem, he's really far back, but we'll stick with this for now. We've got Will still in 2nd, then we've got George being passed by Pash up the trying to keep him off. And George trying to get through past Pash. Stevie having to go at his teammate now, the 2 monster cars alongside each other. Neil Farmack having to go at Will as well as we're further ahead. And Neil's got Will runs wide, and George takes Pash. Stevie's still behind him. We've got Bidster up front, 2 seconds ahead. Neil and Will fighting out for 2nd place. Will getting back up the left-hand side. So we've got a good run out the corner, even though he went wide. Will into the chicane then, keeping off Neil Farmack. Oh, Neil goes wide, that leaves the door open for George to go through. George returning to LPB Racing and making a good start. So he's up the inside and can't do much about it. Will running wide, Will's running very wide, he's going backwards here as George goes through. Pash is trying to keep off Stevie, and now will Pash look up the inside? Yes, Pash goes up the inside. Will gets to go wide there. And he's off onto the curb, and now Stevie's having a little look as well. And I don't think there were contact, but he goes wide onto the gravel. And Will goes from 2nd right back down to 8th place in the space of a lap. Incredible. Bradders is at the back and he's going into the pits. He must have a drive-through penalty for a jump start or something. So we'll clarify that later on in the race with the replay. But Bidster in the lead then in the BMW. And Pash just trying to defend his position. from George, goes really deep into the corner. George tries to get the fight back out of the corner, and he's fighting, and he's up the inside, straight to he goes wide. Pash goes back down the inside, almost a little contact, mirror to mirror, and down to the next left-hander. These two cars front wheel drive. The McGann, probably the best all-rounder on track. Mercedes very agile in the corners and good on the brakes. The BMW probably a bit of a sort of blend of I would say a nice all-round car, but just rear-wheel drive. So just the different powertrain, drivetrain should I say? Drivetrain. Get the word right. Look, there we go. But Pash then trying to keep Stevie off now. Stevie looking promising here as we go up to the chicane. So Stevie, Pash has to slow down. He must have a slowdown penalty, and Blake goes through into 6th place as well. So the penalties, remember, will be quite bad on this circuit. Penalties will be quite bad for the track limit penalties. It usually is quite severe on Project Cars 2, so it don't let you get away with much as Pash and Blake. That was as close to door handle as you get. If you had a frying pan, it could tap on his window. So. But very close stuff there as we go into the last hairpin, and Pash is just trying to use the front wheel drive just to get up the inside, but no, can't quite do it, and across the line we go on to lap 3 already. This race is going really fast. Meanwhile, Bidster out front into the chicane, in the lead of the race, very nicely through there in the BM. His teammate Bradders at the back of the field. I should point out, Bradders is actually running manual for the first time, so if he didn't have the jump start, he'd been doing quite decent by now, so good job on Bradders, and he should get better as the season goes on, so we wish him the best of luck with that. He's got Bidster as a mentor as well, and as a teammate, so that should be good for him. So just a reminder of the teams, guys. So we've got Bidster and Bradders in the 2 BMWs at the minute, so remember they will change as the season goes on. You have to do 3 rounds per car, so, and obviously that doesn't include the special event, so we'll be doing 9 regular rounds and 1 special event, so 3, 6, 9. So my maths should be fine. We'll see. But yeah, I've got full faith. As we go down, so here we are. So the teams then. So it's Bidster and Bradders together. They're in the BMWs. And George goes wide there. Blakeney having a little look. Oh, Blakeney goes wide. Patch goes up the inside. Gets a good run and gets out the corner. But all the BM's superior traction with the rear wheel drive help him in the dry, and it does. Goes round the long way. Gets up. Still keeps side by side. He should have the line into the next corner. Onto the brakes. The BMW's brakes not quite as good as the Mercedes as Pash gets the cut back, tries to go around the outside of him. Oh, and does so. Have that. That was just straight around the outside. Why not? Let's humiliate Blake. But Blake gets passed around the outside by Pash. But anyway, so back to the teams. Bidster and Bradders. Neil and Pash in the 2 Mercedes there. So Neil and Pash are teammates. We've got Stevie and George, so we've just seen Stevie there, and then George, his teammate there as well. And then we've got Blake and TY in the 2 white BMWs at the minute, so Blake and TY together as well. So we've got some good teams here. Should hopefully get some more people to join us as the season goes along. But still, it's quite entertaining stuff already, even with just the 9 people on track at the minute. So if you're interested in joining LPB Racing, we're here on YouTube as you found us here. Leave us a comment, like and subscribe down below, guys. Remember, don't forget to do that. It really does help us out. And also we are on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram, all under LPB Racing. So Lima Papa Bravo, LPB Racing. As Will shortcuts the corner a bit and has to give up the place to TY, so respectfully does so, and probably the game told him to. So, but Will just struggling a bit with this BMW. Remember, this is the first time these guys have run these cars. Oh, Stevie gets a good run on Neil. Well, he slows down, so he must have had a slowdown penalty of some sort. So he slows down, and Stevie goes straight through there. So Stevie then into 2nd place. George running wide there into the hairpin. We've got Blake and Pash close together. Pash closing up around the corners, but the BMW will have the traction onto the straight and extend the gap. Remember, yeah, these guys have only had a 5-minute practice before this, or just if they've had any practice in their own time, but only a 5-minute official practice before each race, and then it's a random grid, and then we're straight into the race. So the random grid bringing a very good surprise element to things. That's good to see as we go into the last complex. Pash still right behind Blake. They've been close all race, and I think they're going to be close throughout the race. We go up towards the last hairpin. So we'll watch these guys cross the line, guys, then we'll get some replays into this first half of the race action as Blake runs wide, but again, luckily just has enough of a gap to Pash to keep himself cool. So we'll just get those replays of the first half of the race. Let's have a look from it for you now. Here's some replays of the first half action for you now. Okay, here's a look at Bradders' car on the line. So this is how he got his jump start, because you can see there the car actually moved forward in his grid mark, because you see there his grid mark showing where TY is, and that is a big difference. So Bradders then jumping the start before the replay had even started. And now guys, let's have a look at Neil Farmack's brilliant start. The left hand side Mercedes, the silver car. Look at that launch, faster than a couple of the BMs as well, and straight into the middle of George and Pash to then eventually get that third place, which was a brilliant start for Neil Farmack, probably the best front wheel drive start I've ever seen. And now guys, we go on board with George, so look at the contact between him and Pash on lap 1. So going into the chicane, we're turning a bit too much oversteer, we hit Pash once, then bang, we hit him again, and we realise what we've done. So if you look now on the panning camera, we see there Pash coming up to us, and then we slow down and we let him go through, and Stevie then gets past Blake as well, and we just hold off his teammate as well. Okay, here's the replay on board with Will there. Now we went from second place all the way down to the back. I know it says his first, but there's a timing screen glitch there. But Neil and George go through, and then we're going through this left-hander. We're still keeping to the left-hand side. And we go into the next one. We can see that Pash is on his inside there, and then Pash goes through, and then Stevie's looking at the inside here. Look, there isn't actually any contact, but Will just clips the power on a bit too early, goes wide, and then he's now got all those cars to repass. And here's the replay of what happened to TY to fall down all those conditions at the start. So he went over the curb, gets on the power too much, rear wheel drive, spins himself round, then he's got to find a gear and then get in back onto the track. And now we return to the racing action. So we come back from all that drama, and Blakeney is still ahead of Pash. So nothing's changed there, guys. Bidster's still ahead, he's 45-0, so sliding that BMW round. Bidster loves his touring cars, so does Stevie as well, but Stevie's just had a bit of more of a fight to do at first. Bidster had pole position and just really ran away with things, so got the gap he needed. But Stevie in second, he's still got Neil for company, but Neil can't really stay with them again. So a lot of people going for different strategies on cars this season as well, because obviously you've got to run the car for 3 rounds and then swap, so you've got to have a look at the calendar coming up and see what's going to suit best. If you want to have a look at the calendar of the season, guys, go on to LPB Racing on Facebook. So we're on Facebook, we've got a page and a group community as well, so if you go on there you can find one of the posts which says about our calendar, and you can see all the information on there. Go down to the chicane, looking back at Blake. Pash is just beginning to fall back now, so Blake looking like he's getting into his stride in the BMW. And oh, TY really is getting in his stride. He's got the same lap time as the leaders now, so TY finally getting used to this BMW. And oh, Pash goes wide there. That's going to be a shortcut penalty. He might have to lift off and slow down, and that will help TY out as we go into the complex. TY right behind Pash now. You see the Mercedes just a lot better planted around the tight corners than the BM. To the last chicane, see how Pash can go really tight into the corners, but then he just went a bit deep out the corner as well. That didn't help him, and TY gets a solid run out the corner with the rear drive as well, and just generally a faster line, and goes past on the straight. The Mercedes not got that much top speed anyway, but it's got decent acceleration. But TY goes through nonetheless into 6th position. And now it's his teammate Blakeney in front of him, so we'll have to see what's going to happen there as they go into the chicane. Nice lines there from everyone, nice and smooth over the top. Bidster's going faster in front of 144.5, so Bidster really putting in the lap times here. Even though he's in the lead by 8 seconds, he still wants to try and build the gap. So good on him. As we go into the hairpin, let's watch him round here, sliding the car in and getting on the power out, smooth there from Bidster. And look, Neil's closer to Stevie now. Stevie must have had a slow down penalty. He goes up the inside into the hairpin, has a tiny little look, but Stevie just holds on, but he goes wide. He's spooked by Neil's car, and Neil gets up the inside, but the McGann will have a better run out the corner, and Stevie stays ahead in the monster car, stays ahead in the Renault, and the Mercedes left to just still keep in 3rd place. But hopefully we'll see bit more of a battle as the race goes on here as we go into the tight corners. The Mercedes closes up. Both these cars front wheel drive. The front tyres will be starting to get a bit warm now, so I've got to be careful watching the tyre temperatures. That's where rear drives help as well, because the tyre temp is a lot better, because obviously it distributes its tyres better, because the rear axle operates the power and the front axle just does the steering, whereas with front wheel drive the front end does both. It does steering and power, which can really shred the tyres. As TY goes through on Blake, so Blake either letting his teammate go through or TY pulling a good move on him there, but TY through into 5th place nonetheless, and Blake left to fend off Pash in 7th. Further back we've got Will, there he is. Will just struggling with the car, just getting used to it. Remember first time in it, and it's a bit of a shortcut there. And Bradders just getting used to manual gearbox, and obviously had that drive through at the start of the race anyway, so unlucky for Bradders, but still tramming on, and lap times slowly decreasing, which is good. So should be good news for the second race if he can keep that pace up. Meanwhile, his teammate has got a 9-second lead on the rest. Stevie still ahead of Neil Farmack. Oh, Neil Farmack just locking up the brakes there into the corner, into the left-hander, just letting the front left under-rotate as there was no weight on that corner of the car, so just under-rotating the wheel, and a bit of smoke, but no harm done. And out of the hairpin we go. He's got to be careful of George as well. George has just set a good lap there, so watch out for George catching up in the next few laps, because it looks like he's on a roll here. Blake and Pash still under a second apart. They've been under a second for almost the whole race, so can't separate these two, and it just shows that the touring cars are very evenly matched, and it's going to be a lot down to driver skill and driver performance, the outcome of these races. As Blake goes wide there and has to go deep out of the corner, that's going to help Pash close up a little bit, especially into this section where the Mercedes is strong. With lights on, Pash with lights on as we go into the complex. TY further ahead, out of the complex into the last two sort of double apex hairpins. On a bike you can take it just as one complete apex, but in a car you've got to take 2 stabs at each, or 2 stabs at it, 1 stab at each part of the apex, and across the line. Lap times, let's have a look at the lap times, guys. Look at the leaders. So Bidster 1:45.6, Stevie 1:45.3, so faster than Bidster that time, and he's pulling Neil with him on a 45.8. George that last time round on a 46.2, so a bit slower for George that last time round, but TY 44.4. That's probably one of the fastest laps of the race that we've seen so far, so TY definitely getting the hang of this BMW now, and he's starting to close in on George. But with only 2 laps left, will that be enough time for him to catch the Renault? We'll have to wait and see. And again, Blake and Pash separated by less than a second. Well, less than half a second now. Pash is really closing on the BM as the BM runs wide. That's going to give Pash a bit more of an opportunity to get close, but even though Blake went wide, he got some good traction down and got a good gap before the next corner, so the gap still remains at what it is. Blake goes into the corner a little bit wide, and again, not necessarily a bad thing going wide into the corner as long as you can get the power down out of it, with the bit which with the BMW is helpful with the rear drive. It'll not help when it comes to the wet races or you know, mixed conditions, but you know, pros and cons to each car. As we wide there for Blake. Pash closes right up now. He's right behind him. This is where he could have a go. Blake feels as though now is the time to defend. Moves to the inside to defend the inside line, and Pash going to the outside, going for the cutback. Can't quite do it. And Blake holds on to the position, so Pash backing off there. Probably have to add a bit of a slide on mid-corner to lift out the gas. But into this last section, closing right up on him, trying to get the best run out of the corner that he can, because the Mercedes doesn't have the best top-end speed compared to the BM. And across the line, last lap of the race then. For the leader, Bidster is on the last lap, 10 seconds ahead of Stevie, just trying to bring the car home now, sliding the car at the corner, hoping to bring it home for the first win of the season for the reigning champion, winner of the Porsche Series, and multiple champion of Project Cars as well. Stevie in second. He's Bidster's main rival really at the minute, but still struggling to keep off Neil Farmack, and Bidster just helped with the pole position, which is how he got his 10-second lead and just got his head down while everyone else were fighting. Meanwhile, further back, Blake and Pash closer than they've ever been on the last lap. Pash is right behind that back bumper of Blaney now. So it's now or never for Pash and Blake. Will Blake be able to hold on to 6th, or will Pash steal it on this last lap? Into the hairpin. Blake goes wide. Pash right on the inside now. Oh, right on the inside, trying to go as deep and as tight as he can. But Blake goes deep and gets a good run out the corner. Meanwhile at the front, Bidster is about to cross the line to win this race. Through the last couple of corners, sliding his car through now. And up to the line, Bidster takes the first victory of the season in the LPB Wtcr Championship. Well done to Bidster. Stevie is in second. Oh, Neil's gone right far back, so Neil's made a mistake, but Stevie second for this first one. And Neil is third. Good one for Neil. Couldn't quite do it. Stevie is... Oh! George is in fourth and TY spun on the line. He's facing backwards. He's not got to the line yet. He's just trying to... There's the line, the checkered bit, and he reverses across the line. It's Pash! Passes Blaney on the line. Pash passes Blaney on the line. And TY's AI car now trying to turn him round. Come on, my granddad can turn round faster than that. But, yep, TY finished there. And Pash just gets ahead of Blake at the end, and that's probably how close they were across the line as well, wheel to wheel across the line. We'll get a replay on that before we go to the points. But Will is coming around the last few corners, and Will takes 8th place. Well done to Will, and it's going to be a 9th place for Bradders, just still getting used to the car in 9th. So just before we go to the results on that, we'll just get those some replays into that last half of the race for you now, and dramatic stuff it was. Here's the replay of the second half action for you now. Okay, here's a look at the last lap of the race then. So look what happened to TY. So George slows down for a penalty, just tries to get rid of it. TY looks up the inside, he's trying to get through. George gets on the power and so does TY at the corner, but look, rear wheel drive, rear wheel on the curve as he gets the power on the tank slapper. Now he's backwards, he's facing the traffic, and then with reversing, see Pash there gets a good run on Blake and he goes past him, but TY just gets across the line before they get there. Incredible finish. Here's an exclusive look at Pash and Blake. So into the last corner, Blake goes in, but then Pash has to lift out the gas. You hear the car bog down. Then Blake goes a bit wide. Pash gets a killer run and gets Pash just as TY's spinning there. So Pash gets position from Blake. So as we come back from that, guys, we're going to now go and get the results for you. Okay, guys, here's the results from that race then. So it's Bidster who wins. Well done to Bidster, 14 seconds ahead of Stevie in second place. Then it's Neil in third, and then it's George in fourth. TY with probably the most stylish finish ever, reversing across the line, just ahead of Blaney and Pash, because Blaney gets position because of Pash's extra second on the time penalties. Then it's Will in 8th, and then it's Bradders rounding off the 9th. And as you come back from the results, it is Bidster who wins. Well done. There is Bidster in the BMW there, Bradders' teammate. We've not got any sort of team names yet, but because there's no point going by the sponsorship on the side of the cars, because that will change as we go through. So team names will be revealed probably next time. But until then, guys, please don't forget to like and subscribe and leave your comments down below. And hit that notification bell so you can be notified on all LPB racing activity. And we will see you guys next time for race 2, which will be here at the Le Mans Bugatti circuit again. So see you soon, guys. Take care. Thank you for watching another race by LPB Racing. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave your comments down below and hit your notification bell. And the next race will be race 2 from Le Mans. So we'll see you for that.